All right, hello, everyone. It's Rebel Trader with Take the Initiative, and today we've got Loopee and Corey here playing. This is just a game that we're doing to test the setup we have for the Chicago Planetary Qualifier, which probably will have happened by the time this goes up. So we got Loopee on the bottom playing Gideon, not ECL. I need to fix that. This is why we're doing this trial run, to make sure that everything is working right. And Corey from FFG, Corey Kanoska. And let's see. So Loopee is on Coronet City. Oh, that's massive now. And there we go. All right, so now it should be correct. Oh, and my camera's off. All right, so I'm excited to see Loopee play this Gideon deck. I don't know if that's be running the planetary, but it would be fun if it was. And oh, my camera is not working. That's odd. All right. Why is it not working? Okay. So it looks like we have Bazine here from Loopee. And Corey's got 2/2 drops, so you can't stifle the play here. And is Loopee... Looks like Loopee's not going to take anything, and Corey is going to drop that Green Squadron A-Wing. You love to see that as Sabine. Okay, I think I may have gotten the camera working. Yes, there we go. All right. Now you can see everything in all of its glory. So we're going into a new round. If you haven't seen Loopee play this Gideon deck before, it's a fun one. He's running Triple Dark Raid and trying to get a bunch of value out of it with things like Blizzard Assault ATSD or AT-AT, sorry. So hopefully that's going to hit the board, and we're going to see that, and it'll be a lot of fun. Oh, and Corey using the Champion's Health Dial. I will say it's a bit blurry. And all right, Wing Leader. That's a rough one for Corey to have there. In green yellow, it can be. I mean, with green, it can be hard to remove that. If Loopee gets like a waylay, though, he should be fine. But he doesn't have one now because he decided to play this Super Laser Technician. And Corey's not going to the ground, so no way to defeat the Super Laser right away. And 5 to base from the A-Wing. And a Sabine ping, which leaves Loopee at, it looks, that should be 6, yeah, because you wouldn't have taken anything last round. Ooh, I'm just noticing things wrong with the overlay. It looks like this Gideon, I think, should be a little bit further up to show that full design there. I think the Gideon's proportions are also just a bit wrong, but I don't know if I can fix that on the fly. All right, Greedo from Loopee, and Red 3, another space unit from Corey. The space onslaught is going all out. I mean, at this point, even if Loopee can get to a powerful Triple Dark Raid, he's going to have a long way to come up with. And it looks like we're going to see Rebel Assault out of Corey's hand. This is going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage, I think. Right? If I'm doing my math right? No, wait. No, it's even more than that. It's 11. 5, 6, 7 normally, plus 2 from Rebel Assault, plus 2 from Red 3. Yeah, so 11. And Loopee has to either make a play or pass, and it looks like he passed, and Corey took the initiative, so we're going into a new round. And Loopee did not get that super laser off. Corey didn't flip his leader on 4, but he didn't need to. He was able to deny Loopee the ability to get ahead, and he's already so far ahead with these 3 space units. Although now Loopy's on 5 resources, he can play Overwhelming Barrage. And that can do up to 5 damage if he plays it on Greedo. All right, and Corey's going to open with 6 to base from this A-Wing, which is going to bring Loopee up to 20, I think 23, right? Yep, 23. And 5 resources. Is it Barrage? It is Barrage. So he can, it looks like he's going to put it on the super laser. Okay, so he can clear Red 3 plus Wing Leader. That's pretty good. That does help him get back into the game. But I probably would have gone for the Greedo here, just because he can then take out a Sabine once the Sabine flips, but doing only 4 with the super lasers. I don't know why. I'm sure there's some logic. Maybe he's playing around Poe. He thinks, Poe's just going to come in and wreck the Greedo. But he can do that as easily if you played it on him, so I'm not sure what the reasoning is here. But, he gets to kill both those units either way, so. All right, Sabine ping. And Gideon flips. And Corey's got that Poe in hand. That Poe can easily come down and just take out this Gideon. And it looks like that's what's happening. Yep, Energy Conversion Lab is used here. That's 5 resources. Here comes the Poe. And it looks like he's going to throw 2 damage at the base. And attack into the Gideon. So now Loopee has to claim and then deal with both of these threats at the same time. A-Wing and Poe. So, all right, he goes Super Laser into the Poe. Super Laser gets resourced. But then Corey just claims and attacks first next round with A-Wing. Okay, he's going to flip the Sabine. Greedo goes into the Sabine, and is he going to get an event flip off the top? No, that would have prevented Sabine from dying. I think Corey just needs to claim here. There's no real reason to do anything else. I don't think there's anything Loopee could have for 1 resource that defeats this A-Wing. And he does not. And so we're going into the new round. And that's going to be it. Congratulations to Corey Kineska for taking down game 1. And I don't know if they're going to play game 2. It looks like they are shuffling up for 1. I don't know if we're going to see anyone. It looks like Loopee's going into the sideboard. I don't have access to their deck list, so I can't comment on what's in the sideboard. But, man, that first game was real rough for Loopee. He's got to be looking for things that can answer space. And I don't know how many of those are in this color combo. Maybe there's some early space units he can play, like... maybe he goes for like a 7th Fleet Defender or a Consortium Star Viper, but It's going to be tough. No ECL to ambush units into play. And I don't think he has any, or maybe he has the Black Sun Starfighters, the Space Sentinel. That would be a good one. Yeah, it was those space units that he just could not deal with. Hopefully in this second game, we'll get to see the TDR play from Loopee. I guess we can talk a little bit about the Planetary Qualifier, which, as I'm recording this, is going to be tomorrow morning. It's hard to say what's going to win, but I think Kira is in a really good position. Boba Green is sort of the sensation that took everyone by storm, but my hot take is that Boba Green is actually not that good of a deck. It actually just loses hard to a lot of things. And one of those things is Kira. So I expect to see Kira coming out in force to be able to deal with those Boba Greens, and I think it can have some success. Maybe it won't go all the way, but I think we're going to see a lot of Kira this weekend in Chicago and in other places. I think we probably are going to continue to see a lot of Boba. Maybe we'll see less Sabine because people are going to be bringing Boba. And if that is the case, I think Kira's in a great spot, and maybe people go and take the meta pick and bring the hard control decks like Palpatine or Afra or the Boba Blue deck to try and beat the Kiras that they expect are going to come in to take out the Bobas. Because I think those decks have a decent enough matchup into Boba themselves. Probably not as good as they did in set 1, but still a pretty good one. And it looks like we're getting started with game 2 here. And I think I see the same play line in Corey's hand as he had last game. A-Wing, Wing Leader, Red 3. He's got Forakas instead of Rebel Assault, but man, that's a... Loopee's going to really want to see a Bazine here. And was that one? I couldn't quite catch it, but I think that was a Bazine. All right, we're resourced, and here she comes. It is a Bazine. You got to take that A-Wing. Yep, Loopee takes the A-Wing. So that leaves Corey without a play turn 1. And frankly, kind of subpar one on turn 2 if it's just the Red 3. And it looks like he's not even going to use the Sabine Pang. Or no, sorry, no. That was the draw from Bazine, not from going into a new round. Timely Intervention doesn't do anything here. It looks like he is going to use the Sabine Pang. And Loopee keeps the initiative. Ooh, double Poe picked up off the top deck for Corey. One of them going into the resource row. And Loopee goes with 7th Fleet Defender. Yep. And there's Red 3. And that Loopee has the perfect answer to the Red 3 in the 7th Fleet. Ooh, interesting. I do not think I would have gone to base there with the Bazine. I would have just claimed and hit that Red 3 first with the 7th Fleet. And Corey just drew a Bright Hope, which is a great way to counter the 7th Fleet. Wing Leader also does a pretty good job of it if he decides to go that way. Obviously Loopee doesn't know Corey's hand, but he knows what Sabine decks play. He's a pretty accomplished Sabine player himself. So he should know that these things are all options. And even if, Corey doesn't have any of them, the Red 3 would just go to base and be able to get damage in. And that's worth a lot more to you. Preventing that's worth a lot more to you than the 1 damage he had off Bazine. And it looks like the plate is Bright Hope from Corey. Maybe Loopee has a good way to punish that. Looks like he doesn't. He's just going to go Gideon. And he does manage to do 4 to the Bright Hope there with the Gideon trigger, but doesn't quite kill it. Red 3 goes to base. And Loopee goes for, I think that's a lurking TIE Phantom. Can't quite see it because of the glare, but I think I caught a glimpse of it. I'm pretty sure it's lurking. And Greedo. All right, Corey flips his Sabine. Yeah, I think here the Bayesian is basically free. Sabine goes to base, and Loopee's still going to get the initiative. I was thinking about whether or not Loopee would have gone Bayesian into Sabine or into base. I don't think it really matters that much. I think if you went into Sabine, theoretically you could go Barrage on Greedo or the 7th Fleet and do... No, never mind. That's one short of what I was thinking of. All right, Luby's got initiative. He's on 5 resources. This is the Gideon flip turn. Barrage is live if he has one. But he's facing down a pretty impressive board here. And it is going to be Barrage. And clear those space units. Yep. And that makes Greedo strong enough to take out this Sabine. Although Corey's also on 5 resources and he has a Poe in hand. We saw that earlier. Looks like he's also got Fleet Lieutenant, Wing Leader, I think Rebel Assault and Forecast. Yeah. It looks like we're just gonna see Rebel Assault. Or oh, sorry, that's Timely Intervention, not Rebel Assault. Oh, okay, so he's gonna go Timely, Fleet Lieutenant. So Fleet is gonna clear the Greedo and then make the Sabine attack base. That's a nice play. Ooh, sneak attack flipped here. Sabine is gonna be dead to this Gideon flip here. So Loopee, I mean, he's not in a perfect position, but I think he's in a pretty good one. Certainly much better than he was last time. Okay, and him moving the hand there, we did confirm that was a lurking TIE Phantom. Can't quite tell what Corey's base is. Bayesian shouldn't die there. Oop. Yeah, but it's inconsequential. I don't have these guys on the phone right now. All right, but Loopee was able to get, 7 damage in there from these ships. He's going to 6 resources. I think that means... Yeah, he can play anything up to 8 with triple Dark Raid if he has it. We could theoretically see Loopee win the game this round. If he does indeed have the triple Dark Raid and manage to get like a Blizzard off the top. Looks like Corey should have it, I think, in the range of 13 damage, 12, 13. Looks like they're figuring out exactly what it is. I think he's taking 2 Sabine pangs, 2 Bazine pangs. And so that's 4. 7 from the space is 11. And then Gideon would have been 2 overwhelm. So I think it should be 13 by my count. But I'm actually not sure how many Sabine pangs he took. Looks like that looks like 13 to me. Can't quite see. Okay, now I'm pretty sure it's a Rebel Soul in Corey's hand and it's not timely intervention. And we're going to see Poe hit the table here with that ECL. So now Poe can attack over Gideon and he can discard a card to kill the 7th fleet. And that clears 2 of these units here. Yep, and that's what happens. Gideon goes down, 7th fleet goes down. The lurking die stays up though. Oh, it's barrage. No triple dark raid. But that's gonna be a 6 attacker from that Phantom. And it didn't look like Corey updated the 10s play, so I think that would put him at 19. Probably if he was at 13, maybe 18 if he was 12. But I don't know if Corey has any plays. Maybe if he has like a timely intervention in the resource row and he's got a space unit in hand, he can deal with the lurking here. Are you just going to bring out Cassian? And Waylay bounces him back. Battlefield Marine. And Surprise Strike for 7. And oh, that's it. So Loopee just waylaid that Cassian for BM. And I'm realizing now, looking at this overlay, that I don't have a way to track who won game 1 or 2. So I got to figure that out before tomorrow. If you're watching this in the future, then you'll probably have seen how I figured it out. All right, and we're going into game 3. As we talk a bit more about the expected meta from Planetary Qualifiers. It's hard to tell if people are still going to be on Boba Green. It's, it seems to be popular, but popularity, it does not necessarily make a good deck. I've tried playing with it a bit, and it feels like it falters in a lot of places, but it also just has a lot of powerful cards that can just win you games no matter what, like Boba Fett's armor, Fett's fire spray. Sometimes these cards just win you the game. But is that enough to take down another week of tournaments so thoroughly as it did last week? I don't know. I think it's got a lot of bad matchups. I think Sabine can sometimes get there. If good Sabine players have figured it out, they'll be doing better into it than they did last week. I think it's still a favorable matchup for Boba, but not unwinnable for Sabine. I think, like I said earlier, Kira I think is very favored into Boba. So if people are expecting it, I think they'll be able to take it down. But maybe I've been proven totally wrong already. I hope you enjoy the guessing and being able to laugh about how wrong I was. Or maybe how right I was. We'll see. All right, Corey's got 2 2-drops again, but no 3-drops, interestingly enough. And he actually gets to go first there and plays out the A-Wing. Loopee responds with the Greedo. And Corey takes initiative. And, ooh, McClunky. All right, that's a good opening. Clears the A-Wing. I think Corey already took initiative, yeah. So he's not going to be able to ping. And Corey did not draw a 3-drop. He does have 2 2-drops, though, still, so he can play another A-Wing, or he can play the Sabine on the ground. All right, Sabine. Not A-Wing. Interesting. I probably would have gone A-Wing. Oh, are they trying to talk to me? I don't think so. All right, and Lurking TIE Phantom. All right. I guess that's the kind of thing that, you're better off going to the ground against. But if Loopy's play was Super Laser Technician, you'd be better off going to space. So it's a little bit of a guessing game. Yes, Corey guessed right, though. And Big Sabine joins Little Sabine on the table here. Corey's got a Darksaber in hand, which could prove difficult to deal with for Loopy. And looks like 1 cost for a ship. I don't know what. Probably TIE Fighter. I know he runs TIE Fighter in this deck. 4 to base from Lurking. And... oh, he didn't take the damage from Sabine. Okay, so Greedo comes out for Loopy now. And Sabine going to base, bringing Loopy up to 10. Or 11, sorry. From the experience that she gets from the Darksaber. And Loopy just claims. And I see a Barrage in the hand here. It looks like another Lurking TIE Phantom as well, and I think that's Super Laser Technician. Yeah, and that is a TIE Fighter. I can see it through the glare. All right, so Barrage here would do 5. That's, I mean, it clears Little Sabine. All right, there's Barrage. And Greedo's going to clear the Little Sabine, and that does 1 to the Big Sabine. Sabine's got 7 health left. Greedo can do 5. Gideon can make him do 6. If he flips, I guess even without the Gideon, if he flips an event off the top, that kills Sabine. So Corey's either got to deal with this guy or accept the possibility that it could take out a Sabine. He does have ways to deal with it, though. He's got that Poe in hand and the ECL ready to go. I think that's Bright Hope also, which, I mean, Bright Hope would be a really good play here. blocking off those space units, but it doesn't do much itself. 5. And ECL, it's going to be Poe. He's singing on the ability. He could clear TIE Fighter. He could just do 2 to base. He could do nothing. I guess he could force a discard theoretically, but I don't think he wants. I don't think he needs to do that here. All right, he's going to do 2 to base, and he's going to take out that Greedo. And the Greedo flip is an event. All right. I mean, you don't want to see that one go, but at least it's 2 damage now. Question is, where does it go? And it's going to go to the Poe. Makes sense. All right, Gideon into the fray. And that Sabine can do 7 damage in an attack, which would bring Loopee up to 20. She could also just clear Gideon. And it's going to be base. And Gideon's going to go to base here. All right. I can't quite see how much is on Corey's, but it can't be that much. Looks like it's in the tens. I think Loopy's gonna have a tough time crawling back from this one unless he has a real explosive turn right now. I mean, it's possible that he can get there. If Corey doesn't have a way to hit the base and Loopy gets a triple dark right off, I think there's enough damage in there that he could end up winning here. And looking at Corey's hand, Corey does have Bright Hope, which would be, I mean, it would block off the Space Assault. All right, and we're going to start with Sabine hitting the base, bringing Loopy up to 27. Lurking goes 4 to the base. I think that's 17 on Corey's base. If my eyes don't deceive me. Which means a triple dark raid here could very well be lethal. And we're going to see Timely for Bright Hope to clear that TIE Fighter. And Corey's out of resources. If Loopy has a way there, he's got a clear path to doing it. It looks like, oh, he takes initiative. That to me says he doesn't. I mean, he doesn't have a way of winning here. Corey follows it up with a medal ceremony just to make this even harder. And there's a resource for confiscates, but that's not enough because either of these units are still lethal just on their own. And he's got Rebel Assault, so it doesn't really matter either way. Congratulations, Corey, for taking down this exhibition match against Loopee. No triple dark raid in all 3 games. Does hurt a little bit for Loopee, but he made it a good one. That game 3 did come down to it. He really had a chance to win there that last round. Just wasn't in the cards. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel. And go back and watch the coverage of the Chicago Planetary Qualifier for updates on whether or not I was right in my predictions. All right. Thank you for tuning in. And remember to always take the initiative.